Hello everyone, my name is Giller and you're watching the LegacyPK Eden Deadman Mode Tournament Finals. And today we are competing for a 5 billion GP07 prize pool. And that's a first. Last time around we were playing for 3 bill, this time it's been upped to 5 billion GP. And right there on the background we can actually see someone safe zoning because they thought the final already started and teleported into Falador. What a perfect picture. And that's exactly where we are. We are currently at Falador and you can already see these players massing up. Now, to give a little of context, this tournament has been going on for a week straight. All these players started from 0, level 3 and no items. And they had exactly 7 days to grind up their stats, get all the gear you see right here and be ready for this final moment. Soon, the fog will start kicking and all players will slowly be driven to this final hour and this final location in Falador. We will then start the battles, and what's going to happen is that players will be pushed into this final square, and at that point they're going to fight until one person is alive. This will be the last person standing, and the last person standing will of course receive some money for winning that. Now, as soon as you hit the top 128 of players alive, your profile will be saved, so if you die, it's no problem. And then as soon as the last man standing is declared, all 128 players that were previously saved will be moved over to arenas where they will fight 1v1 until one final victor remains. And we are currently waiting for the fog to start, and we can already see some clans grouping up here. And let me turn down the music a little bit. There we go. So, these clans have been grinding for a week straight, and this is their moment to shine. Currently, we have a sizable group here. I'm spotting some members from, I think, Radlords, but also from OT. So, we'll see how that goes. Let's see if we can find one more alliance. We know that usually players, they like to group up around the edges of Falador. Not always instantly, but eventually they'll be forced here anyway, so they like to be prepared and sit at the location they want to rush from already. So let's see if we can find a couple more clans, and if not, we'll just spectate this group here at Falador and go over some of the notes I've been getting from the clan leaders here. We do have a small group of players. This location is a little bit special actually. Right around this oak tree, single combat actually starts. So they're in a pretty safe location. What they can do is they can sit here until the fog eventually forces them into the multi-part. But for a while you can just sit here and relax. And you can even fight people who are in multi, although usually people stay away from this corner because they know that they'll be at a disadvantage. So we'll see how long these players will remain in this single area. But for now, that's where they're going to be camping. I know a lot of players usually like to group up here as well. But I don't see anyone yet. So we're not too sure where the other players are. But let's quickly head back over to this main group of players here, which I believe is two alliances just mixed up together. And let's talk about these alliances for a moment. So, we have 3 main alliances competing this time around. We have the Lit Alliance, which consists of Lit and Element. And then we have the OT Alliance, which consists of OT, CD, and GG. And then there's the Radlords Alliance, which consists of, well, Radlords, EX, and then a couple of Bark members as well. From what I hear, Louis, the leader of Barks, didn't play this time around, so Bark wasn't really competing as a clan, so a couple of the members spread around, and I believe most of them went to Radlords. And those are the 3 main clans competing. There are of course a couple of solo players here and there, but they're quite rare. We've never seen a solo player win. I would like to see it, but the odds are pretty low of course, because if you're a solo player you're going to have to hide within a clan and hope that that clan doesn't notice that you're there, and survive that way. So let's talk about these alliances, shall we? Let's first talk a little bit about OT, which appears to be the bigger alliance this time around. And I got some information from Tito, which is their leader. And what he says is that they've been wiping this week and killed Lit and Bark for Max. And that they have been outnumbered by every other alliance, that they've had only 20 active people playing compared to 60s of Ratlords and 100 of Lit. And that they plan on bringing more members to this final moment. They think that they'll have around 50 members for the finals, and that Ratlords will have 100 to 130, and that Lit will have 150. What they say is that, quote, "We ain't off anybody this final hour, and we plan to fully wipe everybody, going into the strong as fuck, and with the two best 1v1s in the game, known as Jessin and Biglietti, they expect to take first and second place with those players of them." And it's interesting that they say that they have 50 compared to 100 to 130 Ratlords and 150 Lit. Because if we go over to Ratlord's leader Barnes, what he is saying is that they're greatly outnumbered. And that they're hoping to maybe get 20 people into the 1v1s. And I quote, Barnes said, "The most successful team in Eden history with the most money won, most tournaments won, and the best quality people." He says that we got through this week with such low numbers because we had Spice and Element, and we didn't take Lit very seriously, and our only real competition will be 10-13, Jessin and Biglietti, and everyone else is free money. I then asked about him, Barnes, potentially being outnumbered in this multi-stage, and he says it's going to be tough at Falador. There's nowhere to hide, but we are planning on fighting them on top of them and preying on the inexperience of Lit/Element callers with scenarios where it's not just north to south spread. So basically what Barnes is saying is their tactic will be to hide within larger clans and hope to survive that way. And it's quite interesting because once again, Tito, OT's leader, claims that they'll have 50 players for OT and that Rattlers will have more than 100. And then Barnes is claiming pretty much the exact opposite, that Rattlers will be outnumbered. And then we also have information from Lit, which is interesting. Ali Tabik, a leader inside Lit, has said that Lit and Element have received 0 pushback these past 7 days, and that they've taken every TD, Necro, and World chest, and that they've won every Apatol battle as well. They said that all the other alliances were hiding and that they wouldn't come out to fight them. And they say that they've just been too dominant this time around. So yeah, we'll see. He does mention that Louis quit and that Bark has merged into other clans. And we'll see if Lit can come out victorious. We also have some words from Mello, who is with the CD leader. CD, of course, being in the OT CD alliance. Mello says something different completely. He says that OT, CD, and GG have been 10-0 in multi, and they're going to try to make it an 11-0. And I asked him what he expects to face off against Lit and Ratlords. And he says that he'll be pulling around 70, which of course contradicts OT's Tito statement a little bit. And he calls Ratlords a bunch of pussies. He goes on that he says that they've been violating them. And Mello goes on about saying they have 4 feeds, all of them absolute demons. And I also asked most clan leaders what they thought about the changes this time around, because let's talk a little bit about that. Now, the tournament has been running the same way for a while, and as we discussed that, we just got started into the final hour. So if you die now, you will no longer respawn and you'll be kicked out of the tournament. This means that safe zones will no longer be safe, and we can clearly see the final hour border right here. We can clearly see that there's 244 players alive, and that there's just 1 single scout in the final area. But once again, let's talk a little bit about the changes this time around. We saw a task system implemented for dorks and crossbows, barrows, gloves, and ancients. I did ask feedback from all leaders, and they said that they like the task system, but that it just needs a little bit of rebalancing. And then once it's rebalanced, I think they really like it. as well as there's been some requirements added to go into the Monkey Madness tunnels, as well as Rune Dragons. And people have been really positive about that. Right now you need to skill all the levels that you need for actual Monkey Madness to get into the Monkey Madness 2 tunnels. So that's high crafting and a couple other skills. And we now see a battle commencing right here. Oh my god, alright. We have our first victim. This is what I'm saying. You can hide within a clan, but as soon as the leader notices that you're there and you're not part of the clan, they're going to call out your name. They're going to tell their clan the location. So in this case, what would have happened is that they called out the name. Alright, he's going to be just south of the shield shop. Everyone get a right click on him. This is the name we're focusing. And then they'll all have their right click on attack. And the leader will be like, okay, we're going to attack in 3, 2, 1. And as you saw, 20, 30 people pile that name instantly. And that's the importance of shot calling, because that's how you take out people. And if you don't have a good shot caller, that kill would have never been able to happen. So shot calling, definitely an important role this time around. And we know that all clans have a lot of experience with shot calling. Tito, of course, has been a veteran for Deadman mode a long time. Has played a lot of Eden/LegacyPK tournaments. And has been doing quite well, to be honest. As well as Lit, we of course have Ali Tabik, we have Voss, we have Deadbotting. Deadbotting, of course, very well known within the DMM community. He has been fighting the tournaments ever since they've been come out. Of course, winning one as well from a while back. And yeah, then of course is Barnes from Ratlords. He as well has been playing Deadman mode for so long, has been playing so many finals, knows exactly how to shot call, as well as all the other leaders. And we just see some movement of the first alliance making their way towards the bank. And we're going to see if we can find some other alliances. We have a couple of Stranglers within the bank. We'll see if they are part of a separate alliance or not. Actually, the call's been cancelled. They've been told to return. Now, let's see if we can find some other alliances. Let's see. Let's try and scout around Valador a little bit and see if we can find any other alliance group up. I know most clans, they try to get in position early, but of course the map is still accessible. The fog hasn't pushed in that far yet, so we'll see about that. Let's see, we have a scout here checking this entrance. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We have a group of people. Wow, that's a large amount. Let's see. I don't recognize a lot of these names. I think this could be the OTCD Alliance. I know a lot of people's names from Ratlords and Lit. So we'll see. Is this a rerun? No, this is live. This is the LegacyPK tournament. And you will hear me say this 3 minutes later because I'm on a 3-minute delay. But this is live, and if you want to compete in this, you can type !Discord in the chat. That should link you to a Discord to play the next tournament. I got a question in chat saying, will there be a seasonal out after the final? From what I know, is that there will be a seasonal, but it won't be coming out right after the tournament. There will be a break. I'm not sure how long yet. I would say maybe a couple days, and from there on out, a seasonal will run, and there's going to be some changes. Last time around, we had a automatic point system, but not a automatic clan system, and we're looking to add that. And if you are a clan leader, by the way, please message Julius on Discord and give him some input for seasonals. We'd love to hear more about what you think would be a good seasonal. I personally did a little suggestion. I suggested that maybe there could be a mini final hour event every once in a while where players would be forced to group up just like this with a maybe a multi-stage and a 24-man 1v1 stage to keep the server fresh. But of course it would take away some hype from the actual tournament. So I don't know if that's going to be implemented, but it's something I came up with. And if you think, well, that's a that shit, and I have a much better vision for seasonal. Don't worry, just message Julius, tell him about what your vision is for seasonal, and then we can get that. Will there be a seasonal at final? Like I just said, there will be a seasonal, however, it will take a while. Nice setup behind you. Thank you. Thank you. We have a couple Rangers here at the tournament spot here at the final. Now we do see the group of players that were previously standing in the in singles has been slowly increasing. A lot more members now piled onto here. We know that usually GG likes to hide here, but now the call has been made to no longer be inside the single strip and move towards multi instead. And they're going to start taking the final area, which is interesting because they're going to take a defensive position, which I personally like. I think that if you are playing defensive and you know from which side you're going to get attacked, you can much easier coordinate. You're already in position, so let's say you want your entire clan to be on the northwestern corner. All you have to do is just call out that. Now, let's say you are a attacker and you come from this side. First, you're gonna have to call out, okay, boys, we're gonna start fighting these people and we're gonna run in. Now, once they're running, they'll be around here, where the first line of barragers of the enemy team will start freezing a lot of the members. Now, the shot caller can say, all right, guys, everyone come to the northeastern corner, which would be over here, and they can obviously just run there, but a lot of their members will still be frozen around this area. And then, of course, if the shot calling from this enemy team is good, they can then bolt down these individual members that are frozen. And if they're clumps, they can, of course, use chins or barrage to fully clump down. So in my opinion, a defensive position has an advantage. But then again, if you are there, it's pretty well known that you're there. Everyone knows how many people you've got, how you're spread out. Whereas if you're a attacker, you can hide for much longer, which could give a advantage if you play it well. Now this is currently the only alliance we see. This is the same alliance that we saw running up from Taverley earlier, that went into the single strip over here, and now took this defensive north to south position on the western quadrant, or western side rather. Now let's see if we can find any attacking clans coming in from various angles. We have a Rag Bolter here, just scouting ahead. Leaving the broadcast, I got to go. Thanks for tuning in, man. Let's see if we can find another alliance. Oh, here we go. Alright, we got a big alliance over here. All skull up as well. I believe this would be the same alliance that we saw skull up on Falador, with that amazing shot call of a member that wasn't part of their team. With how many of them are skulled, I believe that that is the case. Let's see. Interesting. Purple Dots. I recognize that name for sure. We have a chest spawning there soon. We'll see if any clans compete for that. We'll come back to that. Let's see if we can get a couple of right clicks on this alliance too to keep it fair. Obviously, I don't want to leak everyone's name, but I do want to give a quick feel of who this could be. Let's see. Count us? Okay, I see. That could potentially be the Ratlords Alliance. I know a couple of their names, but then a couple of them I don't really recognize either. So we'll see. And then this could either be the Lit Alliance or the OTCD Alliance. From the names, I haven't spotted any Lit names that I know. But so I'm guessing it is OT/CD Alliance, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, not to forget, within this alliance of OT and CD is GG. A little bit of an underdog clan. They've been playing Demon tournaments for a while, but they don't pull as many members as they used to. But I do have a couple words from their leader, Dovi. He says they this final hour, they're going to ally with OT and CD again. And that they farmed as much as they could. They got 3 mech sets. 3 mech Venge sets and 2 mech hybrid sets. And then 1 Omega mech set. Not sure what that means, but I'm guessing Ancestral and such. They say they have the only imbued heart in the game, which they got this morning, and that the RNG on VLSs and Z stats has been very, very on point, and that they've been basically able to trade other items for those spare VLSs and Z staffs, being able to upgrade their gear that way. They say that they did most Necro Lords, most TDs as well, and that they have been rushing Monkey Madness for the past 48 hours, or the first 48 hours rather, and which delayed everyone else, and that got them 160,000 blood money, which, if you're unaware, that buys you potions as well as onyxes and other equipment such as mages books, but also bolts for armored crossbows, opal bolts. Goes southeast of Valley. I think we just got there. Yeah, southeast. We just went there, man. I'm on a 3-minute delay, so I'm guessing that hasn't been on camera yet. But we just came from southeast, and we did saw a alliance grouping up there. So we currently know the position of 2 alliances, and we're still looking for the 3rd. From what I can tell, we're missing the Lit Element Alliance, which, I mean, depending on which clan leader you believe is the biggest alliance this time around. But from what I can gather, they haven't really grouped up yet near the final area, which is okay. I mean, there's still a lot of time left. We have a small Rag Ranger running around there with his Morgan Javelins, absolute champion. Let's see if anyone has grouped up at Barbarian Village yet. Not. Let's check Edgeville. I know a lot of these clans like to sit around Edgeville because it gives them a chance to sit in singles as well as bank whenever they want, but this time around, nothing there. But it appears that there is a Deadman supply chest. Not sure if it's looted or not. I'm pretty sure they disappear when they get looted, so if I am correct, I think that this is a unlootable or not looted supply crate. Oh no, wait! Actually, the top has been shoved off. It's actually been looted. I figured they would disappear after a while after being looted. Check north of Alliance in the zone. Let's see. Lit LOL. I mean, Lit. You can lure them if you want, but I'll tell you, man. Deadbodding, Ali Tabik, they've been playing this game for a very long time, and I remember this one tournament. It was right here. I believe Lit was cornered in this northeastern corner, and the enemy was on the northwestern corner. And they were stuck because on the southeastern corner there was an enemy team. And it was just before the fog was about to hit. There was like maybe 30 seconds left. And they made the call to run around these evergreens, which might sound like a pretty easy maneuver, but I've never seen anyone do it before. And from there on out, they actually caught the clan that was in this northwestern corner by surprise, because they could wrap around all the way over here and just barrage them, forcing them to run south. And they could then take over this northwestern corner, which got them out of the 2 versus 1 rather, because 2 clans were focusing them down. And I'm pretty sure that maneuver got them so many kills that they've ended up almost winning the multi-stage just from that single maneuver. So you can't count them out, man. But again, you can't count out basically anyone. I mean, you got to give credit to Tito as well for playing so long, and same goes with Barnes. I mean, these guys have been grinding Deadman mode for so many years and have played so many finals, both on regular RS as well as on Eden/LegacyPK. They've got, I don't know, combined roughly 30 Deadman finals under their belt that they've been playing from the first time and played every single one. We have another alliance actually now grouping up on this aggressive side. I believe that this is the alliance we saw on the southeastern side earlier. Yeah. I believe... oh, Floyd Owner. Actually, that's Lit. Interesting. Tanked. Yep, that's Element. This is the Lit Element Alliance. And then I'll assume right from here... yep, we have Ratlords. So, we now have visuals on all three alliances. I can now officially confirm that this stroke right here is the Lit Element Alliance. And then right over here on the defensive, we have the OT, CD, and GG Alliance. And then right over here, we have the Ratlords Alliance, of course, consisting of Ratlords EX and potentially a couple Mark members. They decided to go uphill, which means they have pretty much one way down, which is from this staircase right here, which is a bit of a tricky one. Very smart. They're going to go early. They're either going to go down the stairs or try and wrap around. But this clan, Lit Element rather, instantly replying on that maneuver because, like I said, these staircases are very dangerous and they're going to instantly get clumped. And Ratlords is going to have to regret this decision to get upstairs there because this is such a free clump. And you now just see multiple members of the Ratlords Alliance just dropping down and being focused by the Lit Alliance. And that's it, man. Ratlords just lost, what, 6 members, 7 members because of a bad call? And that's what I'm saying, man. Shot calling is key. You cannot tell your clan to go down the stairs when you're not 100% sure that this is going to be clear. Lit absolutely just destroyed a couple Ratlords members there. And let me change up some of the music here. There we go. This should be a better playlist. It was a little bit too casual. Alright, so now we actually have Lit and Element fighting OT and CD, and we have Ratlords on this corner as well. Now, we currently have Ratlords on the northeastern corner, Element and Lit on the southeastern corner, and then OT and CD are standing their ground from north to south. This means that Lit is currently fighting both Ratlords and OT, and now OT has been made the call. We're going to run to the northwestern corner. We're going to regroup there. And Lit has now made the call to go to the southwestern corner. And Ratlords are still holding their ground, although they're going to get piled by the OT Alliance that is currently now claiming the entire northern side. And Ratlords has nowhere to hide. I mean, they can run towards the south, but as you can see, the Lit Alliance is just so damn big. And they're starting to fight. They're starting to be ready. 185 players left. And it's just the OT party versus Lit. Now, Ratlords, I don't even know where they are. Of course, Barnes has said that their tactic has been to hide within another clan. That's exactly what they are doing. Now, as you can see, it's very, very clear that Lit has the upper hand here in terms of numbers. The OT and CD Alliance still spread to the north and now made the call to go to the southeastern corner and rotate from there. And then try and fight the Lit Alliance from east to west, rather. And they try and catch people here in the center. They try and get some clumps. And so far it's been working with them. They've got a huge clump in the center here. And Lit, what's gonna be their call? They're gonna have to move north, but they're gonna have to be careful. They don't want to leave too many members behind on this freeze. Now OT and CD are fighting Lit, and Lit is running away. They've made the call to go further north, but as you can see, so many of the members are just frozen, and they're dropping, and they're dropping, and they're dropping. They're dying, and there's no way for them to go. All they can do is run north and try to catch up with their clan. But is it too late? OT and CD standing their ground, now being targeted from the northern side, and a couple of their members are falling, but they are standing their ground. A couple of members are running already west, and now the call has been made officially by their leaders. Everyone move west. Now they're gonna try and look north and try and to flank south to north, and we're gonna probably see Lit either move towards the east or to the center and try to wrap around this alliance, depending how confident they feel. If they feel very confident, they'll try and move an entire row through the center and try to really clump up this this CD alliance, but I'm not too sure if they're going to be going for that. Lit standing a little bit spread out. They currently have the entire northeastern squadron here, as well as a couple members south, and there we go. Look at this. We now have that exact mood I was talking about. They're fighting from all sides, and OT and CD have nowhere to go. All they can do is sit south. If they move north, there's a small opening for them, but even then, they're going to get clumped from this eastern side if they move to the northwestern side there. So we're going to see what they're doing. Now, currently standing their ground, 137 players left. Only 11 more people have to die to lock in their 1v1 spots. But of course, once 128 players hit, we're not done yet. This fight will keep going until one player is alive. And I think that Lit has the advantage here. You can clearly see them from south to north into this diagonal position. And now OTCD finally made the call. Alright guys, we're going to go north. But a lot of their members have been frozen and stuck in place, which leaves some free clumps for them to rush into. They can now move a little bit forward, as you can see. That's exactly what they're doing, moving slightly more forward and really, really getting in on these clumps. Because their people are now north, so they're just picking off. They're just freebies. They've been left alone by their clan. There's nowhere to go for them. And the entire alliance just can just clump them down. Now, they've made the call to go east, but look at these people. They're still here. They're still frozen. They still have nowhere to go. And now the call's been made to go slightly south by this alliance. And that's a little bit hectic because right now everyone is really, really spread out. But I do think Lit has really taken the upper hand there. We saw just 2 minutes earlier that they got that diagonal position from north to south, which literally gave OT and CD, which in the southwestern corner over here, nowhere to go. Like, literally. There was no place for them to go. All they could do is move north, which eventually they did. But as you can see, a lot of the members just got stuck on the freeze there, and a lot of them died. And we've already been far past 128 people. So everyone's alive now. Once they'll die, their profile is safe. They won't actually die. They're still making it to 1v1s. But right now, we're just going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting until one final player remains. And that will be the person that wins the last man standing prize pool. Now, I don't know at this point which alliance is which. A lot of these people have run into each other. They've run into the center. They're pretty much just playing as solo. They're just running around, trying to blood barrage, trying to heal, trying to survive. Soon the fog will hit the final area, and then these numbers will start dropping really, really fast. I don't think anyone is really grouped up. We have a clump over here and a clump over here, but just look how many people are on this northern quadrant here from both western to the eastern side. And they're just barraging south. At this stage, who knows, man? We got a huge clump over here, though. Abu Ayad and 334 ping are being absolutely focused here. Let's see if they can make it out. They're taking a lot of damage. Not a lot of other clumps going on currently. We have a small clan who just made the call to go to the eastern side, are now running south, which means they're trying to get back into this merge over here, but that's a dangerous movement. We just saw a huge clump, and I think they've noticed, man. They're going to join in on this clump. We're now seeing these people who ran from the northern to the southern side to join in on this clump, and they're just being absolutely destroyed. There's just no way anyone survives this. Look at how much damage they're taking. There's no way anyone ever can out-tank this. Just look at how much damage they're being piled upon, and there's just people with a VLS just charging on them, and he almost made it out, actually. He might do it. He's still being focused, but not that much. There's now a different clump going on. D-Class specs are being dumped on this G147 target, and man, G147 is a true tank because he is still alive. 92 players currently remaining. Now, all these clans have completely spread out. This is, of course, on purpose. A lot of these clans will try and spread out so they're less likely to get clumped. And if they do spot a clump, they'll just make sure that everyone across the map will focus that one person. We now have a couple people being focused. 4i in the center there. But he does make it out alive. A clump here on the north. A couple people stuck here. Looks like 5 people, including Kaunas. Of course, a DMM legend as well. I believe that is... oh, he's still tanking. He's still alive. He's still making it through. Kaunas, Ratlords member, which confirms that there are at least a couple of Ratlords members still alive. We, of course, saw them merge in with the Lit Alliance. Probably not actually allied, but they just ran into them, trying to hide. And so far it's worked for them because we do see a couple of their players remaining. Now, I hope the fog will kick in here soon, but I do believe these players actually came here quite early. So we'll see once the fog kicks in on this final area. We have a clump right over here on a couple of Maxers. Actually, VLS specs being dumped on Wild Handler, as well as EDUR. He's being focused as well on this clump. Let's see if he can make it out. Yeah, he actually got unfrozen. He's trying to run south. And he made it out. Now we have Inferno being focused pretty hard. He's gonna run north, and he survives as well, just barely. Now a huge clump here on this southwestern side, and G17 again being clumped up, but he is still alive. He is a true tank, and we'll see for how long he'll be able to survive. Now 70 people left, a D-Spear coming out, and we just saw Among Us die. Shout out to LegacyPK, that's of course a Rattlers member. Making it to the top 70 on this last man standing. Now, a bit of a major here being focused, OT Impatient by Floyd, which is a lit member. Wild Handler in absolute max there. Well, max, 3rd H. Probably has Armadillo in his bank. Of course, doesn't want to equip that in the final. It'll make you stand out way too much and get focused. Dumps a couple VLS specs. Still being focused by a couple barrages, but he should be okay there. A lot of these people are just running around trying to pick some people off. It's a lot of small fights, but no clear victor. Hello, Giller. Hello, Tower. Whoever is fighting against Lit and Element decided to hard clump for this whole battle. This is true, man. This is true. Element and Lit, I must say, they had a very good position. Once again, on that north to south diagonal cross, which the team on the southwestern corner was completely stuck. There was nowhere for them to go. And, yeah. Bye, Giller. Bye. There is really no way for them to leave that. Eventually, we did saw them move north, which cost them a couple of members. A lot of freezes being thrown out there. Now, we do have a small clump right over here. Wild Handler, again, being part of this clump. G147, champion of the people, the motherfucker lived. Hell yeah, he did. You made me sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't read all the chat messages. I'm sorry, but I am focused on trying to give as much intel as I possibly can on these fights. So excuse me if I skip your message. Now we have another clump here in the center. Let's see, is G147 again part of it? Nope. But we do have SS falling down, and MBet being hard focused too, has no more fruit left. He falls down. Hunter Dog 43 could be next, and here we go. This is the fog, and now it's gonna go quick, man. Constant 5s are being hit every 2 game ticks. Actually every 3 game ticks, I think. This means that they're gonna be consistently using up food. They're gonna have to eat every couple seconds, and their food is gonna deplete very, very quickly here. You already can see a couple redemptions, and NL falling down there. Redemption, of course, procs pretty easy on this fog, which means that as long as you have some restore doses, you can restore back up and proc another redemption. But if you have the redemption right now, you're not in a good place, man. A lot of these people still have plenty of food left. They could, of course, blob barrage enemies to heal back up a little bit, which I highly recommend these players doing. Now, 49 players alive. And we're going to see a lot of these people dropping soon. Another Maxer just fell. Xung fell there. Sorry for my pronunciation. Tanked in the center there. That is a Lit or Element member. We just saw 334 Ping, who we saw earlier survive a clump, just die. What world is this? This is the Deadman Mode Tournament Final of the LegacyPK server. If you're interested in playing this, you can type exclamation Discord in the chat. You'll be linked to a Discord. And then you can join in on the next tournament as well. This is a private server, and they're competing for 5 billion GP on old school RuneScape as a prize. All these people have been grinding for a week, just like regular DMT, and it's all coming down to this final moment. Now, with 36 players remaining, 35, a lot of these players, as you can see, dangerously low HP. Damn, however, still, he's just vibing, man. He should be okay there to live for a while. All these other people, dangerously low, and they're just chugging brews whenever they can. Mod chat, you back? No, man. My name is Giller. I'm your host today for this LegacyPK tournament final. And we now have 27 players remaining. We just saw a couple more fall there. They're running out of food. The next player count update should be 23 people remain alive, and it's starting to look scary here. We still have Ellie Snatch. He's vibing. He has plenty of food left. He's just standing on the corner there, hoping he doesn't get piled. He's just going to block barrage off fake DMM V2. Trying to heal back some more HP. The fake DMM V2 already proccing his redemption, which means that he has no food left over. And all he can do is just proc more redemptions, and try and live. Now we see Heart, full HP as well as good for you. We got these 3 players on full health. I think that they would be the last 3 alive. If they can afford to be full health now, I bet that they'll have some food left. But of course, it could be that they just sip their last brew and in one final stretch to, make it. Now, we do have our champion HFD falling. Another person is ran out in the fog. That's a suicide Pennington 15. That's a 30 to your face, man. A 24 hit there on Dun. And then Waiki falling as well. I think Hits is about to fall. He's being focused by Heart. No, actually, Tanked got focused and he's going to die. Now, Heart is going to focus Hit. Hit just got another redemption proc. What is Heart going to do? He's going to actually focus on 4i. 4i still making it in. I don't know if you have any redemption procs left. He's trying to eat back up. Ooh, so far it's okay. Hits Des Snuka, putting up his redemption. Again, now a huge Volta spec on Watermelon. 51 drops him down. Now, only 5 players remain. Who will come out victorious? Heart, currently on the focus on Arcane Switch, but he's being focused by Ellie Snatch as well. Can he survive 2v1? I don't think he can. He's being dangerously low there. Can he get a redemption on time? He does get it, but he was below 5 HP and he falls down. Now Heart dies. Ooh. Now we have Hits and 4i remaining, as well as Arcane Snitch and Ellie Snitch. Of course, allies there. You can clearly see the names that they're together. Now they're blood barraging off 4i. Huge 26 heals him back up quite nicely. Still, Hit is there on the corner, just casually proccing some redemptions, doing a blood barrage. Now 4i is dead. 3 people remaining. We got Ellie Snatch, Arcane Snatch, and Hits. Now Hits is being focused by these 2 Snatchers. How long can he tank? How long can he survive? He's being barraged. Blood barrages should be coming out to heal them back up even more. How much food does he have left? He's trying to proc another redemption. He's trying to blood barrage back, but he's in full tank. It's not going to be very efficient for him. Another redemption procs. Actually gets a 13 hit on the blood barrage. Hits the Snuka. Still on his health. And Arcane Snitch is just being constantly blood barraged by Ellie Snatch. He's breaking his alliance and just healing back off his ally. Now Hits. How much food does he have left? 3 people remain. Now Hits actually returning on the focus there, trying to barrage, but he's in full tank. How can you ever hit a barrage on that, man? You're going to have to switch into your mage. What are you doing? Oh, and he actually hits a 15 on Arcane Snatch somehow. And he takes off his tank gear, trying to get that extra mage event. Now he picks up a Mystic Robotum, but he gets hit a 31 and falls down. And Ellie Snatch is the last man standing. When is the 1v1 part? Right now, brother. Right now. Alright, there we go. There we go. Let me, yeah, I'm still alive. What up? Let me, turn on public so people can flex their clans. Alright. Now we are in the 1v1 stage. Let me quickly message a dev. Trying to get this fog removed from my cam. This blue hue you see. Ah, there we go. Thanks. It's already been removed. That's a quick fix. All right. Now the 1v1 stage. I have an update from GG leader Dofi. He says that 4 of their 1v1ers have gotten in. They have Holly, unknown known as Rami. They got Wild Handler, who is Nan. 334 ping, which is Bay, and Deluxe, which is Hype. So now, let's talk about a little bit about these 1v1s. We have 128 players. They currently have been given the opportunity to bank and grab out as much food as they want. Now, this means that their first round, because they can grab as much food as they want, it's going to take a while. They're going to be fighting for a long time because they have a lot of brews. After that, once the first fight is done, the game will provide them with food, which only contains a very small amount of food. and then those fights should ramp up pretty quickly. Now, I cannot specifically find a user to fight that you want me to spectate. All I can do is go to a random fight. So what I usually do is I try and find 2 maxers fighting, and then we keep spectating them until one of them dies, and then we go and find the next maxer who's fighting. Now, once we are down to around 16 players, that means that there's 8 battles going on at the same time. From that point on, you guys can spam a name in the chat, and I'll make sure to spectate that name that gets spammed the most. But with 128 players alive, with 64 fights going on, I just can't find the specific person you're looking for. So this is looking pretty promising. We have Deluxe, which I just got told is Hype from GG. And then we have HFD. And both of them are in complete max. Deluxe, of course, in a Venge setup. We can already see that because he's not carrying any magic. Then HFD has 1 Ancestral Piece, a Dragon Crossbow, and a Armadillo top. So we're going to be spectating this fight. And I know you're going to be like, oh, but there's 2 other people fighting, and that guy has 1 Ancestral Piece more. Like, yeah, I understand, but maybe next round we'll be able to spectate them. So for now, we're going to spectate this fight, and that's going to be it. Like I said, once we're down to 16 people, 8 fights going on, you can then spam a name and we can spectate that person. So yeah. I'm going to quickly restart the stream, which means that we'll no longer be on delay because we've been on a 3-minute delay for a while. You might have to reload the stream. For me, there's going to be a 3-minute break between I go live, but for you, it's going to be pretty much instantly. So if the stream doesn't reload in 20 seconds-ish, make sure to just refresh the stream, and we should be right back.